The following is a feature presentation of SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network.
They say everything is bigger in Texas, and nowhere is that more true than football and football rivalries. Texas is home to a lot of football fans, and while many of them seem to prefer the Cowboys, the Houston Texans have made a great case for themselves over the past year and a half. These guys are ready to be the big team down south. However, if they want to do that, they have to get through what might be one of their biggest rivals, one of their youngest rivals, the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team who's also ready to try and make it big. Welcome everybody to our SVGN Week 4 Game of the Week down here at NRG Stadium. Hello everyone, I am your host Joe, and I gotta say, if you told me at the start of last year that the Houston Texans would end up being one of the biggest threats in the NFL, I would have thought you'd be crazy. I would have thought you were a Texans fan and that was a team that still had to develop, still had younger players that weren't quite ready for the NFL at that moment. And then they surprised everybody by being a dominant team, especially with their, at the time, rookie QB, CJ Stroud. Now, Stroud is a sophomore looking to try and make his way into being in the upper echelon of NFL quarterbacks. On the flip side, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that people were expecting to win the NFC South last year, but I don't know what happened to them. For some reason, at the end, they just weren't able to pull it off. And now they're hoping to get back to the top. This is a division rivalry that's always had very rough outcomes. The games have always been brutal fights, back and forth between the two. Doesn't matter if one, both, or neither team is bad when they meet. There's always going to be something going on between these two teams. They have two other rivals they might hate even more, but when it comes to these two, it's always a fight. Will that fight translate to the field today? I don't know, but we're going to find out as soon as we get you down to the game after this short little break. And here we are down at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. The Jaguars will call tails. It is actually heads. The Texans will elect to return the ball. And that's Cam Little that'll be taking the kick. Meanwhile, you have Damian Pierce back to return it. And he's going to take it from about a yard deep in his own end zone. He's going to get to about the 10 and still fighting forward as he gets to about the 11. Let's take a look at that Houston Texans starting offense. CJ Stroud, we mentioned him, the second-year quarterback out of Ohio State, hoping to lead the Texans to more success this year. He won't have Joe Mixon, his running back. He got injured last week in the game against the Bears. However, he will have Cam Akers, the fifth-year running back out of Florida State, starting back there with him. But he still has his wide receiver trio of Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, and Nico Collins, with Dalton Schultz at tight end. Juice Scruggs, Kenyon Green, Shaq Mason, Laramie Tunsil, and Titus Howard make up the people in charge of protecting Stroud on the offensive line. D'Amico Ryans, the second-year head coach for the Texans, a former Texan himself, and the offensive coordinator for Houston is Bobby Slowick. First and 10 for Houston. Men in motion. Stroud dropping back. Looking and throwing for Tank Dell. He and Dell connected a lot last week against the Bears. And that's another good connection between the two this week. Another handoff to Cam Akers this time. Let's take a look at the starting defense for Jacksonville. On the defensive line, you have Josh Hines Allen, changed his name from Josh Allen over the offseason, alongside Devon Hamilton and Arik Armstead. You have Foye Oluokun, Darnell Savage, Devin Lloyd, and Tavon Walker as the linebackers. On the corners, you have Tavon Campbell and Ronald Darby. And at the safety positions, you have Andre Sisco and Antonio Johnson. Ryan Nielsen, the defensive coordinator in his first year for the Jags, and the special teams coordinator is Heath Farwell. Second and 8, men in motion for the Texans. Stroud going to hand this one off to Akers yet again, and he only gets about 5 yards. Third and 3, men in motion. Stroud going to hand it off to Akers yet again, but he's not able to go anywhere with this one. So they'll punt the ball. Devin Duvernay will be back to punt it. Or Devin Duvernay will be back to receive. Tommy Townsend will be the punter here. And Duvernay going to take this one out of the end zone. That will be a touchback. Let's take a look at the starting offense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, the starting quarterback in his 4th year out of Clemson. Still looking to make a big impression. Still a lot of question marks around him. Trevor's fellow Clemson graduate from the same year, Travis Etienne, lining up behind him at running back. At wide receiver, Christian Kirk making his return from injury. And he will be at wide receiver alongside Brian Thomas Jr. and Gabe Davis. And you have Evan Ingram at tight end. On the offensive line, you have Mitch Morse, Ezra Cleveland, Brandon Scherf, Cam Robinson, and Anton Harrison. Doug Peterson in his 3rd year with the Jaguars. He has a fellow 3rd-year coach with Tress Taylor at offensive coordinator. First and 10 for the Jaguars. Lawrence dropping back. Going to try and run forward with it. Mario Edwards gets the sack on him. And let's take a look at that starting defense that we just mentioned. We have Mario Edwards Jr. at the left end. His opposite is Daniil Hunter. And Lorenzo Faticasi at nose tackle. At the linebacker positions, you have Christian Harris, Jalen Peter, Azeez Al-Shaair, and Will Anderson Jr. Rookie Kamari Lassiter and Derek Stingley Jr. are on the corners. And for the safeties, you've got rookie Kalen Bullock and Jimmy Ward. Defensive coordinator for Houston is Matt Burke, and Frank Ross is running the special teams. Second and 13, shotgun formation for Lawrence. Trevor's going to take it, and he is going to get about to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 13. Lawrence in shotgun formation. Going to run forward. Going to get wrapped up. He's got to break free. He will not. Jalen Peter gets his first sack of the day, and Jacksonville is forced to punt. So that is Steven Sims back to return this punt from Logan Cook, the punter out of Mississippi State. Sims going to take this one from about the 19, avoids one tackle, and gets to about the 32.5. First and 10 for the Texans. Man in motion, Stroud in shotgun. Looking, waiting, Stroud throwing for Schultz. Dalton's going to get to just shy of the first down marker. 2nd and 1. Change of formation. Akers going to get handed the ball, and he's going to get to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 1. Stroud with the toss to Akers. Akers running along the sideline. He's got the first down and more. He's gotten into Jacksonville territory. Good run there by Cam Akers. Men in motion. Stroud in shotgun. Had one man to his right. Gonna throw to his right for Stephon Diggs if he's open. And he is open. And he is gonna get into the red zone, but he's not gonna score. But still, great catch there. Great connection between Stroud and Diggs. 1st and 10. Stroud gonna throw for Nico Collins in the end zone. Incomplete. Looks like Nico was not on the same page with him there. 2nd and 10. Stroud dropping back. Looking. Getting it off in time. Nearly deflected. Throwing for Dell. Tank Dell with the touchdown. He had at least 3 last week, and now he is here to score first for Houston on the connection with Stroud. And Kaimi Fairbairn extra point is good, and the Texans lead 7-0. So they will kick it. Devin Duvernay going to return this from about the 6-yard line. And he's going to get to the 20, up to the 25. He's at the 30, he's at the 35. It's at the 40, and he's down at about the 42 for what looked to be a 36-yard return. 1st and 10. Good field position to start for the Jags. Travis Etienne going to only get about 4 yards, and that is not good. So that means that they're going to go with Tank Bigsby for their running back position. 2nd and 7. Lawrence dropping back. Looking. Gonna throw for Bigsby on a screen pass, and Bigsby's got the first down and more. He's got it to the 35, actually. Almost at the 45. That would have been a misspeak. So 1st and 10 for the Jags. Lawrence going to hand this one off to Bigsby now. And he's got about 6 on that one. 2nd and 4. Shotgun formation with men on both sides of Lawrence. Almost looked like it was a direct snap. Lawrence going to take it himself. And he gets to about the 3rd and 2 position on the 26-ish. Shotgun formation. Lawrence not able to get through this time on a direct run. And so the loss of 7, they're going to have to settle for the field goal by Cam Little, the rookie kicker out of Arkansas. Kick up on the way, and it's through. 7-3. So, it looks like defense has been the name of the game today. Damian Pierce going to take this one back from about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he's gotten to about the 16 or so, and oh, that is not good. Damian Pierce is now injured on that kick return. So that means Dare Ogunbowale, the 8th-year running back out of Wisconsin. 1st and 10. Throws for Nico Collins, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Men in motion for Houston. Less than half a minute to go in the quarter. Looks like a screen pass for Akers, not able to connect with him. 3rd and 10. Stroud dropping back. Running out of time quickly. Throw for Tank Dell. Not caught, but thankfully not intercepted. There were some teal jerseys in the area. And so, Tommy Townsend with the punt. This will be the last play of the first quarter. Devin Duvernay going to take this one from about the 26. That's a pretty deep punt there. He's going to get about 39 or so. So we end the first quarter with a 7-3 lead for Houston. 1st and 10, Jags. Lawrence in shotgun. Gonna run with it himself. Gonna get wrapped up. And he's taken down by Azeez Al-Shaair. A loss of 2 on that play. 2nd and 12. Lawrence waiting. Looking. Careful. Throw is for Thomas. Brian Thomas Jr. with the diving catch. The rookie out of LSU with the deep ball touchdown. Takes the Jaguars into the lead. It's 9-7. It'll be 10-7 if Cam Little's extra point is good. And Little's kick on the way, and it is good. So the Jaguars now have a 3-point lead over the Texans. Ogunbowale, like I said, the 8th-year running back, going to take this from about the 6-yard line, or 9-yard line, I apologize. And he's going to get to about the 31. 1st and 10. Stroud in shotgun with a man to his right. He had a man to his left who moved. Stroud going to move forward and throw for Stephon Diggs, but it's not able to be completed. That was a deep pass, though. 2nd and 10. Stroud with men in motion, dropping back. Looking. Going to throw to his left for Nico Collins. Incomplete. Looked like a Jaguar was there to dive for it. That seems like it might have been Antonio Johnson. 3rd and 10. Toss for Cam Akers. He's going to run along the far side, and he's going to get only to about the 36. So the Texans will be forced to punt yet again. This is their 2nd straight drive with a punt. And Devin Duvernay going to take this one back. Nice deep punt by Townsend. Gets to about the 4. And Duvernay going to get one block. He's going to get to the 25 before he's finally taken down. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Lawrence dropping back. He's going to try and run forward, but he fumbles the ball on the strip sack, and it's picked up by Mario Edwards yet again. Mario Edwards Jr. going to take this one to the 5-yard line. They're going to call it the 6-yard line, actually. 1st and goal. Stroud in shotgun formation, going to try and run forward, and he's going to take it himself for the touchdown. The Texans going to make this a back-and-forth game. And C.J. Stroud with a 6-yard touchdown run. Gonna make it a 4-point lead if Fairbairn's kick goes through. Nearly blocked, but it's through. 14-10 Houston. Fairbairn Gonna kick this one off, and Duvernay going to take this one back from about a yard deep in his own end zone. Duvernay going to get to about the 15, to the 20, and down at the 21. 1st and 10. Little over 4 minutes to go. Lawrence dropping back. Gonna try and run forward, and he's gonna take it himself, and he's got the first down, and he's gonna take this one to about the 36, maybe 37. They're gonna say the 37. 1st and 10, a toss to Tank Bigsby, and Bigsby going to get about 3 yards. Shotgun formation with men on both sides of Lawrence. Lawrence looking and throwing to his left for Evan Ingram, who dives for it, and he's got the first down into Houston territory. 1st and 10. Lawrence going to toss for Bigsby. Bigsby going to run along the sideline, and he's taken down at about the 29. 2nd and 5. Lawrence barely gets it off in time. Looks like the defense was crashing through. Evan Ingram with a nice catch there to get him into the red zone. 1st and 10 on the 17. Lawrence in shotgun formation. Gonna throw to his left, and it's Brian Thomas Jr. with the touchdown catch. And the Jags are up on the lead yet again. Nice connection between Lawrence and Thomas. And Little's kick on the way, and it's good. 17-14 Jags lead with little over 2 minutes to go. Ogunbowale going to take this one from about the 8-yard line. He gets to the 25 and taken down at about the 27. 1st and 10 Houston with less than 2 minutes to go. Stroud dropping back. Plenty of time, but almost gets it blocked. And it's a throw for Cam Akers, and Akers got the first down as he runs along the side. And the Texans going to use their first timeout. 1st and 10 Houston, man in motion. Stroud waiting and throwing on a screen pass. Looked like that was for Cam Akers. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Stroud dropping back. All kinds of time to throw for Tank Dell. Incomplete. Looked like there were about 3 teal jerseys in the same area. 3rd and 10. Stroud going to try and run forward. Devon Hamilton with the sack. Sends them back 7 yards. They're going to call their second timeout at the half. And they're going to punt the ball. Townsend with the punch. Duvernay going to take this one back from what looks to be about the 7 or 8. I'm going to get to about the 14. 1st and 10 with a little over half a minute to go. Lawrence in shotgun with 2 men on his side. Lawrence going to run forward with it with himself. Going to get the first down, and he's going to get taken down at about the 26. And now Jacksonville's going to call their first timeout. 1st and 10 Jaguars. Lawrence going to try and get them to score before halftime, and it's Brian Thomas Jr. who's got it. He's got the first down, and he's in Texans territory. But that is where we are going to end the first half of the game. Very close one between these two teams. Jaguars lead 17-14, and they get the ball to start the second half. Next week, it's an NFC West battle out in California as Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals take on Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. That's all coming up for you next week, our Week 5 Game of the Week, here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. And the Texans will kick this one off to Devin Duvernay and the Jaguars. We'll take this one from about the 1-yard line. And Devin Duvernay going to get to about the 20-yard line before he's taken down. So it'll be 1st and 10 there for Jacksonville. Lawrence was driving a big drive at the end of the half there to start. And that is for Gabe Davis. And Gabe Davis got the first down and got into Texans territory. I mentioned this before at the top of the show. Houston and Jacksonville always have big fights like this whenever they meet. And Bigsby going to get to about the first down marker. They will say he's got it. 1st and 10 for the Jags on about the 38. Toss for Bigsby yet again. Bigsby going to get to the line of scrimmage before he's stuffed. 2nd and 10. Lawrence dropping back. Going to try and run forward, though, with it. Gets it off for Brian Thomas Jr.'s got the leaping catch. Wide open touchdown for Jacksonville. And that's going to be a good score for the Jags. That'll put him up by 10 if Cam Little's extra point goes through, and it will. 24-14 Jacksonville. Houston needs to strike back, and they need to strike back quick. And Ogunbowale going to take this from about the 4-yard line. He's going to break a tackle before he's taken down to about the 15. 1st and 10, Houston. Man in motion for Stroud. Stroud waiting and throwing for Tank Dell. And Dell's got the first down. Pretty decent first down, too. And he's going to take this. We're going to start this at about the 29 for the set of downs. Stroud's going to try and run forward. He's wrapped up, and he's stopped by Devon Hamilton with the 9-yard sack. Nearly erases that first down they just had. Stroud dropping back and throwing over the middle for Tank Dell. Dell got the first down and more. And he's just outside of Jaguars territory. 1st and 10. Man in motion for Stroud. Going to try and run forward, and he's wrapped up and sacked by Eric Armstead. He's got the 5-yarder. 2nd and 15. Stroud. Defensive is trying to break through. Throw is for Nico Collins to his left. Collins, can he? Could he? Will he? He will! Touchdown, Houston! And the Texans, they are not going to let the Jaguars go off the hook for that touchdown they just scored. They're going to score there. Miami Fairbairns, extra point on the way. It is good. Back to a 3-point game, though. And the Texans going to kick it back to the team with the lead. Still, amazing set of plays there by the Texans offense. Devin Duvernay going to take this one to about the 24-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Jacksonville. Lawrence looking. Defense trying to get through. Gonna throw to his left for Brian Thomas Jr. Jr.'s got one man to beat. And he won't. He's gonna get stopped at about the 40-yard line. Still an amazing play to get him into Texans territory. 1st and 10, Jacksonville. Lawrence dropping back. Offensive line giving him all kinds of time. Gonna throw for Christian Kirk. Kirk in the end zone. Touchdown on the deep ball from Trevor Lawrence to Christian Kirk. And the Jaguars strike back quickly on the Texans. And Little's kick on the way, and it is good. A 10-point lead once again for Jacksonville. Ogunbowale going to take this kick from about the 5. Jacksonville's defense has been helping them out a lot today. And oh dear. That is Dario Ogunbowale. He is not moving. He is injured. Not under his own power. So that means John Mechie III is going to be coming in for kick returns for them. CJ Stroud in shotgun formation. Stroud going to throw to his left. Looks like it's for Nico Collins, but there were some black helmets amongst the navy blue ones. 2nd and 10. Stroud going to toss for Akers. Akers going to get wrapped up quickly. So it'll be a loss of 5. They're back to within their own 10. They're going to hand it off to Cam Akers. He's taken down about the 11. And the Texans will punt this ball. Tommy Townsend punts this one away. And Devin Duvernay going to take this one from about the 31.5. And he's going to get to the 40. He's at about the 45, taken down just shy of getting into Texans territory. 1st and 10, Jacksonville. Lawrence in shotgun formation. Going to take this one to about the first down marker. To about the goal-to-go marker. 2nd and 11. Lawrence dropping back. And he's sacked by Jalen Peter. I said it before, defense has been all over the place today. Less than a minute to go. Lawrence going to get taken down again. It's Azeez Al-Shaair with the sack. And on a 4th and 23, the Jags will punt. Very bad drive there for Jacksonville. The defense was just too much for them this time. And that is Steve Sims who's going to take this from about the 7-yard line. And Sims going to get to about the 26. 1st and 10 for Houston. They got time for one more play in this quarter. Stroud dropping back. Looking at. Going to throw this one for Stephon Diggs. Diggs got the deep ball. And he's taken down at about the 31. And so we'll go into the fourth quarter. Houston needs some points. Stroud dropping back. Gonna throw to his right for Diggs, who's not able to come up with it. Incomplete. Second and 10. Stroud gonna try and run forward with this one. Gonna get wrapped up. Running out of time. He's taken down by Devin Lloyd. And so the Texans will take this one as a third about 13. And Stroud gonna get wrapped up yet again! And the defense there to stop him, Devon Hamilton. They're gonna go for it on this fourth and very long. Stroud has got to find someone. Throws for Dalton Schultz. Schultz got to the first down marker, but not able to get any farther. Well, he's able to get a little bit farther. That looked to be a gain to about 10 or 11. And Lawrence going to get wrapped up before he's taken down by Jalen Peter here. If the defense can get a good stop for Houston, it's still a 10-point game. That is not completely unmanageable. Throw for Christian Kirk. He dives for it. Looked like that could have been picked off, but they thread the needle there. First and 10 Jaguars. Lawrence going to toss for Tank Bigsby. Bigsby going to get into Texans territory and then get the first down and more. He's gotten to about the 32. So it'll be first and 10 there in Houston territory for the Jags. Lawrence going to toss for Tank Bigsby. And Bigsby going to get to about the 29. Second and 7. Lawrence dropping back. Defense tries to break through. They're not able to get to him, but they are able to stop the ball from going past him. Third and 7. Lawrence going to try and run forward. Going to get wrapped up. And he's taken down by Jalen Peter on the sack. They're going to go with the field goal on this one. And kick him little. Kick on the way, and it is through. That's 3 more points for Jacksonville. They're only up by 13. Houston needs a quick offensive drive here, and then they need to get the ball back fast, either by onside kick or by defensive stop. And they're going to get Mechie up to about the 16, it looks like. So it'll be first and 10. Shotgun formation for Stroud. Stroud running out of time! Able to get this one off for Cam Akers. Thread the needle through the defensive line's arms on the first down play there. Amazing work by Stroud. Calm under pressure. First and 10. Offensive line giving him plenty of time as they get the blocks they need. Dalton Schultz going to get the first down. They get to about the 47, it looks like. First and 10, Houston. Stroud dropping back. All kinds of time. Gonna throw to his right for Stephon Diggs. Can he do this one? No, he's gonna get stopped, but it's a goal-to-go situation. It'll be first and goal on the 6. Man in motion for Stroud. Defense breaking through this time. Throw is for Dalton Schultz, and he leaps up to get it. Touchdown, Houston. And this game is not over. And if Kaimi Fairbairn makes the extra point, it'll be a 6-point game. Fairbairn's kick on the way. It's good. 34-28. They need to get the ball back, and they're going to go for the onside kick. It's bouncing around. And it's going to get picked up by Brian Thomas Jr., who gets to about the 49. First and 10, Jacksonville. This game's not over if the defense can stop him. And Bigsby going to get the toss here. He's going to run along the near side, and he gets taken down about the 39-yard line. First and 10, Jacksonville. Lawrence going to hand this one off to Bigsby, and Bigsby fumbles the ball! It's bouncing around! Houston's got it! Derek Stingley recovers, and he gets into Jacksonville territory! Houston, your day is not over! Jacksonville's the one with the problem now! Stroud going to toss this one to Cam Akers. The excitement. Oh, he fumbles the ball! But he fumbles it out of bounds. Only gets about a 1-yard gain there. Second and 9. Scary for Houston. Stroud dropping back, throwing to his right for Stephon Diggs, who's got the first down and more. He's along the far side, and he's down at about the 10. Oh, but that is not good. Stephon Diggs is injured. And I don't know how deep they've got it. And it's going to be John Mechie III to come in. They just acquired Diggs in the offseason from Buffalo. First and 10, less than 2 minutes to go. Stroud Gonna throw to his left for Tank Dell. Incomplete. They need to get a touchdown and nothing more. Nothing short will make them satisfied here. Stroud gonna throw. It's blocked. Incomplete. Oh, Houston. 3rd and 10. Stroud dropping back. Looking and throwing to his right for Tank Dell for the touchdown! This game is tied, and they will take a 1-point lead, barring the Kaimi Fairbairn extra point. But man, what a surprise comeback by the Texans. Fairbairn's kick on the way, and it's good. 35-34, but did they leave too much time for Trevor Lawrence and the Jags? Now Jacksonville needs a good drive, but they only need a field goal to take the lead, but they don't have much time. Less than a minute to go. Houston on defense. Can they stop Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars? Lawrence gonna throw for Davis, and Davis is the diving catch. He's into Houston territory, but he only got about 35 seconds. They gotta call their first timeout. Jacksonville looking to make a good play here. 35 seconds left. Shotgun formation for Lawrence. He's looking and throwing for Brian Thomas Jr. Oh, but it's incomplete. He leapt up, but he couldn't get it. Oh, that's unfortunate. 25 seconds. Lawrence breaks a tackle. Can he break another one? Foley Fedekasi. Oh, man. 5 seconds to go. And they're too deep to go for the field goal. They got to go for the touchdown. They need the deep ball. Throws for Christian Kirk, but he's stopped. Oh, my goodness. The Texans with a 35-34 victory over the Jaguars. Oh my goodness, that was heart-pumping! The Texans going to improve their record to 2-1. Jacksonville gonna drop to 1-2. That was exciting, or maybe nerve-wracking, depending on who you are and what your team you're rooting for was. The Jaguars, they got another division rival next week as they host the Colts, and the Texans, well, if Stephon Diggs is healthy, he'll get a revenge game against Buffalo, but Houston, this victory might have been bittersweet with the amount of injuries they had. We'll see how things turn out from here. It's going to be exciting to see these two teams when they meet again in Week 13. And a reminder, folks, that next week we'll be having our Week 5 Game of the Week between the Arizona Cardinals and San Francisco 49ers, but before that, we hope to catch you on Sunday for our Week 4 Tecmo Rewind, where we'll give you all the highlights from around the Tecmo NFL season. For all of us here at SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network, I'm your host, Joe, saying good night, everybody!